live stream of RuneQuest 6. If you joined us last week, you know what's going on, and if you haven't, you should probably go back and watch last week's video because it kind of is a really good primer on what we're doing with this sequence. If this is on Twitch, you can find, and it's within 2 weeks of us posting it. It's over there. Otherwise, you're watching us on YouTube or you're listening to us on the podcast. Anyway, if you didn't hear us last week, listen to last week's and then come back, and this will be awesome. So, with me, as always, our fantastic Neolithic hunter-gatherers. Actually, we only have one of the Neolithics with us right now. Craig Brasco is here with us. Craig, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Adam. How are you?
Great.
Oh, there's the second one.
There we go. There's our other hunter-gatherer. This Phil Miscavige, my fantastic brother. Hi, Phil.
How's it going?
Going well, man. We were just getting into it. We figured we were sick of waiting for you. It's really just,
okay.
We saw you can jump in anytime. You're old hat at this shit. Also is with us tonight, Rob Shoemate. Rob, how you doing, sir?
Not too bad.
Awesome. And the Reverend Dr. Edgar Johnson. How you doing, Edgar?
I'm doing great. Thanks,
awesome.
man.
Okay, so who wants to give a brief recap of what happened for those folks who last time, just so we're all on the same page? Who can tell us about the myth that we sorted out last week? Just let's run through that real fast.
All right, the myth that we sorted out was Gydris.
Nope.
Is that his name?
Nope. Gydris is the clan chief. Yeah.
Yeah.
Balazar?
Balazar, yes.
Balazar.
High King Balazar, yep.
He defeated a demon bear.
Mm-hmm.
And to show our allegiance to people who worship Balazar or
what?
Like
so the
not really worship, but follow his teachings. We
give reverence to.
Yeah,
I think
that's the word that I was searching for.
I think you're kind of off on a different tangent. So going through the myth itself, the way that it worked was it was the story of Balazar and how he came to rule these lands and the Votang King people, right? And now they're the Balazarings because Balazar rocked their shit, right? So you got the start, right? Balazar came. Where did he come from, guys? Remember? Craig, this is Craig's deal.
Cleveland.
He came from across the mountains, so just about Cleveland.
Right.
That's where Cleveland is, right? Near some mountains. If by mountains we mean Lake Erie. So Balazar came across the mountains and he defeated the demon bear. What awesome prize did he take as his trophy?
The heart?
Yes, the demon bear's black heart. In reverence of him, Balazar himself, this is when all of the tribes of the Votang Kings came together to basically claim him as their king, and they gave him gifts of
bearskin.
Yeah, bearskin. So now that's like that's been passed down. This is what you were getting at, Phil. This is now like
I would like to change my character's name to Burt Reynolds. We're gonna be.
Then all you do is lie on them, Phil. You don't actually make them.
Yeah, but then you'd be sexy all the time.
Yeah, as long as you have your endowment slider.
Cowboy hat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Endowment slider.
Well, remember that thing that James Raggi did a while back? You got to have your dice bag, too. I don't know if you ever saw that picture he posted of himself.
I'm really glad I didn't. Yeah.
No, that sounds really
It
scary.
was hilarious, man.
Yeah. Love you, James, but no thanks, man. I know he kept doing all those shirtless, book selfies. That was no good. Anyway, I really thought you were going to talk about fuck for Satan for a minute there.
Oh no.
But so the last part of that myth really went that there were a couple of clans that didn't ally themselves with Balazar. What happened to them?
They got turned into
That's right.
rat men.
Yes, we think we're rat people.
Or just
Well, in your team.
may have escaped his rule and gone underground.
There was a very literal underground connotation here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not like underground, like
mole men, but
yeah. Okay, cool.
What's
And
there?
to our semi-civilized
leader
player
better
characters, they know that there's two things wrong with the Gydrising clan's version of events, and those are
Balazar tricked the bear.
That's right. Balazar, caught the bear unawares. Tricked him into sense of safety before he murdered him. And then there was another thing, and this one was your contribution, Rob.
As the followers went underground, not in a literal sense, but as a kind of a rebellion.
So there's a rebellion against the Belazaring rulers fomenting somewhere. There's people who want their there's like an ancient lineage of these traitors who want their lands back. Okay. And now I'm thinking like the Forsworn from Skyrim. This whole thing has a very Skyrim feel, which is to say that I think Skyrim has a very Griffin Mountain feel. That's my perspective on it. All right, so and then we actually got into the meat of the game. I think we can each just give a quick overview of that because that was the end of the session. It took about half the time, but a lot of stuff happened. Edgar, you're speaking up. Tell us how things went down.
Oh, things went a little sideways. We wandered into camp eventually, and they thought we were.
You specifically,
yeah. They thought I was some sort of godling, I think.
Yeah, you're like an apparition. A vision from Balazar because you're all decked out like him. Yeah.
Because I'm wearing furs and I look so noble and shit.
Oh, it was actually because of your weapons, if you'll remember, because you had a spear and a shield.
Hey, you got your story. I got my story.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. It was the shine off the top of your head. It was just like, bing.
It was like backlit by the sun. We timed it perfectly, man.
Yeah.
Now, after
eventually they figured out that wasn't the case.
Right, and what happened then?
Well, I spotted this lady.
You sure did. Yep.
Our eyes met, and it was like lightning streaked between our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And she saw me, I saw her. Right? Unfortunately, so did her husband see us.
Yep.
And he is a big, big, big brute of a man. Doesn't seem to have a sense of humor or any sense of nuance whatsoever. He is clearly a savage.
Yep. Craig, do you remember who the husband is? Phil, how about you?
I don't remember.
Oh crap! It's douche McGillicuddy.
Exactly.
Labris, the head of the hunters.
Yep, sure is. It's Labris Trail Seer. The
trying to take over.
Yep.
The clan.
And you guys kind of stopped his. You guys halted his rise to power last leg of this campaign. So he's not too friendly with any of you all now. So you got a fairly powerful enemy. And where did things go from there? You guys met someone really interesting, or the new guys met someone who seemed to take a shine to maybe not Rob's character, but some stuff of Rob's.
But to my sword.
Yeah.
The chieftain.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to bogart your sword, man.
I don't remember his name to save my life.
Gydris. The guy that I actually said at the beginning.
What's his name?
Gydris.
Gydris. That's right. Should write that down.
It's also in the roll.
Oh, it's 20. In the characters.
Yeah.
It's in roll 20.
Yeah, he's in the.
Oh, okay.
There's a little bit of information there about him. And what happened when you guys talked to Gydris?
Yeah, go for it.
He tried to steal your sword.
He took your sword, and then you had to ask for it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then we sweet talked him into saying, hey, no, we got much better stuff for you over here. And there was arrowheads and jewelry and, amber and all kind of good stuff like that. But I think he still wants the sword.
Well, you guys were there to very much deliver a specific message to Gydris and the Gydrisings. Do you remember what that was?
We're here to collect the tribute, man.
That's right. And what is the tribute?
Bear pelts.
Bear pelts. Yep. So exactly the thing that you guys had decided it would be in the beginning. So,
but Reynolds not included.
Yep. And so, but you guys got drafted. Gydris drafted you to help, make sure that the bear harvest goes off. So
Okay.
you're going to be. I mean, you could, of course, say "fuck you," but
I
then you're
wouldn't
not
call
making
it
any
some-
friends.
Hiring, as in making us do his work.
Yeah, he didn't hire you. No, he drafted you.
Chained us into it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna look bad in front of that lady. I don't.
No,
Her
no,
husband.
no.
Okay, so great. Now, there's a couple of rules things I want to talk about real fast because we didn't need them yet last time. One of the things we earned at the end of the last session is we talked a little about passions and we talked about experience rolls. This game does not have experience points, so you do not have to worry about experience points. It's something that I want you guys to just, like, that's one of the great things about this game. Just nothing there. Now, instead, you have experience rolls. Now, everybody here except for Edgar got 2. Edgar, you got 3, and you got an extra one because you used one of your passions. One of your passions drove your action. So when a passion drives your actions, I'm going to give you guys bonus XP because I think that's worth it. In addition, since your passion drove an action, and if this was not the first session, I would also have you roll against the passion, and if the passion won, it would go up. So here's how advancement works in this game. There are 2 ways. There's one way to advance, and that's by spending checks. Well, I guess there's a couple of ways to advance because you can, like, spend time practicing and downtime and resources and shit. But we're not going to deal with that yet. So to increase a skill, you spend 1 experience roll. That's why they're called XP rolls. And you roll the skill that you're trying to improve, right? So if you were trying to improve, Rob, what's your sword style?
It is Ebbing Tide.
Yeah, if you're trying to improve Ebbing Tide, you would roll percentile against Ebbing Tide, right? If you succeeded, then your Ebbing Tide would go up by 1 point. If you fail, it goes up by more. And geez, now I'm doubting myself. I think it's
D6.
I think it's D6 plus 1.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this is one of those things, like, not being, like, the best at a thing means you have more room for improvement, right?
Right.
So that is why that's there.
Right.
Now, I'm gonna pop out everybody's character sheet so I can get to them easier. Hold on a sec. No.
Now, are these 2 rolls something we should have done on the off time?
No, because you didn't know about them, so
Okay,
you
cool.
couldn't have.
Well, yeah.
So if anybody there's one other thing you can do with the experience. Well, there's a couple other things you can do with the experience rolls. One is you can improve an ability score. You know, the attributes, and here's how you do that. Now, I'm kind of fudging the rules just a little bit here because I want you to be able to do this. Now, the way it's going to work is you have to spend a number of experience rolls equal to the score you want to have minus your species minimum. So,
Okay.
for example, let's say it's strength, right? And let's say Twathel, as played by Craig, you want to increase your strength to 16 because you got a 15
Yes.
now, right? You would have to spend, 16 minus 3, you'd have to spend 13 experience rolls to bump it by 1.
Okay.
All right. So it's a big deal to do that. It's a big soak of experience rolls. So in fact, in RQ6 as written, that's only temporary. I don't like that. I don't like it just being temporary. So it's going to be permanent, but you can only raise each score once per season. So right now we're going to start the C season. You'll also notice I told you guys last time that you have your luck points are only refilling every season rather than every session.
Okay.
Luck points are super useful things that we actually could have gotten into last time, and we didn't because we're irresponsible jerks. But the luck points you can spend in one of 2 ways. The first way is to re-roll a roll you just made, right? The second way, and this is new to this version of the campaign, you can spend a luck point to, instead of rolling whatever skill you want to roll, you can either add your passion to a skill you're already proficient in, so the entirety of a passion as an enhancement to that skill, or you can roll your passion for a professional skill you don't already have.
Nice.
Where do you see luck? Oh, where am I seeing luck?
Let me find your character sheet, Rob. You're here.
Attributes.
It should be
Under vitals.
yeah. Attributes under vitals. Luck is you have 2 out of 2. If you're on your character sheet, you see the vitals tab, and then there's attributes on the right hand side. It starts with action points, XP mod.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
Healing rate. If anybody has an XP mod, they can give themselves one more. If I tell you like, hey, it's going to be 2. It's pretty much going to be 2 XP per session, XP rolls per session. If you have an XP mod, it that modifies that number. So if you have let's see if anybody has one. No. Ooh, nope. Nobody has one. So it doesn't matter. That's great. Love it.
Okay.
Love it when stuff's unnecessary. Okay.
Is there a restriction on which skills can be improved in terms of like I didn't use dog speech last session
Nope.
at all.
Nope. You can still use
so
it.
there's no context for that.
You can
or
still
anything.
improve it. That's fine.
Awesome.
It's not like Call of Cthulhu. I mean, it's kind of like Call of Cthulhu, but not entirely.
Okay. Well, I think I'd like to use both of my roles, and I want to use one for dog speech and one for craft husbandry.
Husbandry?
Yeah. It's a professional skill.
Oh.
Or it's like animal husbandry. I think I just learned it.
It's small batch husbandry. So
Yeah.
Got it. You're
he really gets
breeding dogs. Got it.
Is that it? I mean, is that a? I guess.
Handbred.
What? Dog speech is for actually commanding the dog.
No,
I guess?
dog speech is for talking to dogs, and really, it's mostly useful for learning what dogs have to say.
But what about commanding them? Or
That that could be dog speech. You do have teach dog as well, which would be useful in there as well.
Okay.
So, I and that's the thing about augments too. You might be able to use some of one skill to help another, right? So I think it's going to depend on the situation. It might be teach dog. It might be dog speech.
Okay.
It's really going to depend on which of those makes sense. And you can, of course, like the nice thing about this game is that you could get an augment from your dog lore. You could get an augment from your dog teach to your like dog speech or craft husbandry.
Sure. Okay. Well, let me check something first.
Okay, Edgar, do you have any thoughts there?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, it's never going to hurt to hold on to skill points or XP rolls. Something
I'm
you
sort of
could do.
thinking I might want to do it against my fighting style because if we're going to go. Well, then again, we're going against bears.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I need to deceive that bear.
Maybe. You could also. Here's a thought, and this is why I brought up the XP rolls for ability scores. You have a power of 3. 3 is your species minimum. To raise it by 1 will cost you 1.
I should probably do that too.
So that's something that you could do gradually over time. You could like do it each season, just dump a point or two, because now so this is sacred time, right? Right. That's what you're getting these XP for. So when we start playing again, we're playing in the C season. So basically everything's going to refresh when we start. So if you do it now, it's technically part of the C season, and then you could get a bump. Sorry, it's part of the sacred time, and then in C season you could get another bump.
I think that's what I'm going to do because my power is 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's super bad. So all I need to do is spend 1 XP for that, and I got 2 that I can use for other stuff, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm doing it.
Nice.
Okay, and I said I'm going to do 1 for combat, and I think I'm going to do 1 for deceive because I think we're going to have to lie like rugs around these guys.
Okay. Cool.
So I got to roll and if I make it, I get 1. If I don't make it, I get 6. Is that correct?
1d6 plus 1.
1d6 plus 1. Okay, so here we go.
And you
I made
it.
it.
So, yep, bump it by 1.
Okay, so I get it up to 41. There we go. There we go. Well, it's better than nothing. And I did want to do the deceive thing, so let's see.
Do it the same way.
Let's try this again. Awesome.
That's
so I get
much better.
Let's see. So I can just do that in there.
All right.
Finally
Oh, bummer, man. He rolled a 1, so that's up by 2 points. All right.
Okay.
So,
So I'm done.
Rob, are you going to use any of your?
I
SP rolls?
am. I'm going to use 1
Okay.
to raise my combat style.
Okay.
Just
Unarmed or ebbing tide?
ooh, ebbing tide.
Okay. Hey, there you go. You got it. That's going to be a d6 plus 1.
Okay.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah.
Oh shit, guy.
Nice.
Sweet. So how do I change that on here? Just
Yep, just change the add 7 to the 35 there, so it'd be 42, which would give you, know, a big total, big fat total.
There's my 6. Jesus.
There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna do archery and dog speech.
Ah, right. So here's the thing we need to do. Tell me about your combat style. We were really too loose on the the combat styles last time. Okay, so I want us to we're gonna drill down a little bit here. You have axe and archery. So let's talk about what that means. By axe, do you mean you have skills in all axes? Is that what you're intending?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess so.
So you also have your weapons misaligned with your styles.
Okay.
So
I do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's talk about your combat style there for each of those. Now, when we talk about axes as a weapon, typically with RuneQuest6, rather than describing like the specific weapons that a style uses, you describe like the aesthetic of the style. You've chosen to go the other route, where you're talking about specifically the weapons that are used, which is fine. I want you to choose a benefit of this style. Okay. Of your axes style and your archery style. Now, is your archery style like actual archery, or is this more like hunting archery?
I was thinking more like hunting. Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe that rather than just using the word archery?
Clean kill, I guess. Yeah, one shot. For hunting. Perfect shot. Not wasting any arrows, I guess. It's hard to describe.
Okay, yeah, maybe efficient hunter.
Yeah, sure.
Or
that's the style.
Okay, sure, it can be efficient. I mean, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it
Bear
like Eagle Eye, the bear killing style.
Style, actually, yeah. Okay, I'll change that.
So you get to pick a trait for your style. Everybody's going to get to do this, and you'll see these in the RuneQuest6 book on page 135. So you all can take a look at that. We don't have to know right this moment. So this is something that you guys can choose.
Okay.
Now, something we could do is people could collaborate on styles. So Phil, if you wanted to pick up Efficient Hunter for your, as your style, you could have that as well. And that way you would have fewer decisions to make because you could just copy what Craig's doing. You know what I mean?
Actually, I was gonna concentrate more on spears.
Okay. Yeah. I seem to remember that. So, let's see. Let me take a look at your character sheet.
More like traditional hunter.
Yeah. Okay. So, you have axe and spear as separate skills, right?
Yes.
Okay. Again, same question arises. Is it all axes and all spears, or is it, I
was thinking more towards the realm of a smaller, like, hand axe. Because Aid is not a huge guy.
Okay, so what does that style? How does he fight with it? Let's talk about that. How does he use it as a weapon?
It's a weapon of last resort for him to get close enough.
Okay, so maybe like desperate, something that
like,
implies desperation or something like that.
Yeah, like a flurry defense.
Okay, so it's focusing on defense. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Because he wouldn't use it unless he absolutely had to, because he focuses more on spears.
Okay, cool. Well, how about this? I would add. Well, come up with wording that makes sense to that for your axe skill. Give yourself the defensive-minded benefit. So the benefit would be defensive-minded, and what that does is your weapon acts as if it is larger for purposes of parrying. Because you have a hand axe, and because you're a little guy, but it's going to act like it's much like a size larger than it would be than it might be otherwise. Now for the spear, right? Your spear fighting is more about is it ranged more, or I know we've used it as ranged and as melee in the past.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of like a traditional hunter. Because before we had bows, we hunted with spears.
Yeah.
Both by taking them down, by throwing them, javelining them, and using them in close quarters combat. Trying to think of how to word it so that it sounds like it makes sense.
Okay. Well, what do you think the biggest advantage of that style is? It's pretty flexible, both ranged and
Well, it's
melee.
designed to keep someone at bay, to keep the things away from me, out of arm's reach.
Okay, but yet you're not thinking about it being defensive minded. It's more about it being fast, right? Because you're at reach, you can strike them first.
Like fast reaching, intercepting spear to get them before they get to me.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out the best of these. We'll take a look at the combat options, and we'll sort out what makes sense. Okay, so Rob, can we talk about your awesome ebbing tide style?
So kind of what I was thinking is it's almost like a dance style of fighting, very fluid. And looking here, I was thinking maybe excellent footwork.
Yeah.
Because that even makes sense when fighting, like possibly on a ship.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to recommend that or Do or Die. Either one of those would be cool. The Do or Die allows you, because you're fighting two weapons, right?
Yeah.
That allows you to use the flurry special effect, which is pretty cool, because then you're like you hit with one weapon, you get to strike with the other weapon.
Too, yeah.
So it's like bam, 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 bam. So you hit with the sword, you get to use the dagger. You hit with the dagger, you get to use the sword. And that's if you. So the thing is to use special effects. Combat in this, I might have mentioned this a little bit last time, and I'm really sorry to go so heavily into rules this time, guys, but I do just want you to know what's going to happen when we fight fucking bears. This game is not about inflicting hit points worth of damage. It's about killing your enemies, and the biggest way you do that is by getting special effects on them. Phil, tell them how do you kill a tiger? How do you kill a saber-toothed tiger in this game?
You bleed it the shit out, and then have Craig fucking crush it.
You stick it full of spears so it can't fucking move, and then Craig kills it with a single blow from an axe.
Right.
The thing is if you take damage, we talked about hit points, all that stuff last time, and that stuff is important, because if something hits a location and does damage to that location, the striker is able to apply a special effect.
Cool. Okay.
So, Rob, if you hit with your sword and you do damage, let's say you're fighting a bear and you hit its chest and you manage to make it through the fur and whatever grisly grossness that a bear might have, and you do damage to its chest, you then can make an attack with your dagger. And if you do the same thing then you can make an attack with your sword again, and back and forth.
Okay.
So all for the low price of 1 action point.
Is there a way to, like, later on add combat style traits?
There is not technically, but big deal. We can do it. We'll figure out a way. Maybe you dump some. Maybe you dump some dice experience dice into it. Maybe you or experience rolls into it. Maybe that's a reward for mastering a skill. Mastering is getting it to 90%. That's a possibility as well. Okay.
What does this mean? Ignore skill cap placed on combat rolls by the acrobatics skill.
So, imagine you're on a boat, right?
Okay.
You might, and it's all being like wave tossed and stuff. Your ability to fight effectively on that boat is only as much as your ability to move from side to side, right? So in game terms, your ability to fight, your fighting style skill is limited. It's capped by your acrobatic skill. So
oh wow,
that's the max you could get. Now you don't have an acrobatic skill, so having that is really important for fighting on a ship, or it says just slippery surfaces too, I think. So that's what's sweet about that is you would everybody else might have to make like an untrained skill roll, or might just be limited to what would be their acrobatic skill if they you know what I'm saying, if they had it. So which I think is dexterity plus dexterity. So that'd be a pretty limiting factor for just about anyone here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's great. So that's experience rolls. Anybody have any questions about them? Or and combat styles. Edgar, we didn't talk about yours at all. Because
I think I know what I want.
You have a pretty straightforward one. You have the Yelmalio
I do.
test. So which do you?
I can take a combat style trait.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has more to do with his personality than with his.
Okay.
His tools.
Okay.
I'm thinking cautious fighter.
Ooh, Phil, that one makes a lot of sense for you too.
For the spear?
Yeah, because it's cautious fighter can use the change range action to automatically withdraw from engagement with no need to roll. So
wow.
I'm just imagining that big hulking husband of
well, and it makes sense for your fighting style too, right? Shield up, spear out, back off. I get it. That makes a lot of sense. Phil, you might want to do the same thing because it makes a lot of sense for big speariness. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
where do I write that, in the benefits area?
Yep, that's where. Yep.
Hope I'm not confusing this then. I chose Impale for efficient hunter.
That's a special effect. That's not a.
That's not where. What page are we supposed to be?
135.
130. Yeah,
because I didn't see do or die on there, so I'm missing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 135. Do or die is two-handed combat. Allows dual weapon combinations to use the flurry special effect. That's the one we were just talking about.
Okay, I must have
using
the.
Are you looking at the essentials, or are you looking at RuneQuest 6?
RuneQuest 6E.
If you're typing in the number 135, go down to 137. That's where it actually is.
Okay. I'm using the wrong book. So
that would do.
I have RuneQuest 6th edition, page 135 is talking about combat style traits.
Yep, that's what we want. And it starts with Assassination, Battericide, Beastback Lancer. Now, one that makes a lot of sense for you, but you don't have a style that really incorporates it, unless you want to design one, is Trained Beast.
Yeah, I wanted to use that.
Okay.
for Mighty Hue, which is my axe.
Oh,
style.
cool. Okay. Well, let's
But
change the name of that then to make it be about, hunting with a animal companion,
Sure.
because then, and we'll say, oh, it works for axes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
Sure.
because that's the thing that you use it for. So the
And-
trained beast will just change the name to be something like Pack Hunter or something like that.
Okay, I like that.
And then both of your things are hunter based.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say skirmishing, I guess, then for
Ooh, that's
The
a
bow
good
stuff.
one. Yeah. Skirmishing permits launching ranged attacks whilst in a run. So, like, almost top speed, you can still fucking shoot. The only other one that I think is a really great idea there is ranged marksman. Because that's when using a ranged weapon, shift a random hit location roll to an adjoining body part.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you rolled, like, right arm, you could instead shift it to center mass, or, chest.
Can I get that instead?
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Rain. I don't remember.
I must have an older edition of this 6th edition because it doesn't list half the things.
Are you sure you're not using essentials? The essentials? Because they
No,
did
I'm
an
not.
essentials version that doesn't have like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this is this is not that. This is the, I think, full version, I guess. It doesn't-
Collector's edition PDF.
It's the one with the chick with the spear on the cover with the
Every
big green-
edition of RuneQuest has a chick with a spear fighting a lizard on the front.
Oh, okay,
Every
well, then this
single
is
one, like
not
from the
cool.
first one on up. It's the guiding. See here is here's RuneQuest 2. See that?
Yeah, that is the same chick. Yep, that's her. Well, okay. I guess this came out in 2012, so
Yeah,
I guess this is
it's-
too old.
Nope, that's the right one.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I don't know how this happened, Craig. Your page numbers are fucked up. All right.
They are. But I'll take your word for it.
Maybe,
So it's
maybe the
rain-
display mode for the PDF reader is fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I took that into account what Rob was saying, but even that isn't showing up correctly. So it's called ranged something.
Marksman.
Ranged marksman.
Marksman. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, so if you guys are ready, you know what? I gotta grab a drink.
I think I'm gonna do some experience rolls. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
same.
what, though.
Same.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys. Of course, I can trust you guys. I'm gonna let you sort that out, and I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back. And I put the I put the game up on DSR or DSR the Twitch stream, so anybody who's watching can tell me if you're cheating.
Awesome.
Okay.
Craig, do I want to get better at spirit combat or?
Spirit combat is pretty awesome, but you don't ever want to even consider spirit combat unless you are good at it, because you will die. That's
I know I
brutal.
almost died that
Remember
one
that?
time. The one time I did it,
yeah.
the first time I did it, I almost died.
Every RuneQuest game I've played in, spirit combat is just terribly lethal if you're not careful.
Who's that under?
Oh, you mean in the book?
No, in terms of the character sheet.
Oh, I see. I think it's Anon. Yeah. Wait. No, it's not that. No.
Mysticism.
No, it's one of my skills.
It's a skill.
Like you have to,
Oh, okay.
I played a magic user, quote unquote, in a one of David Blethen's proto Anglo-Saxon games or something, and I got viciously torn apart by a ghost. It was pretty bad. It is not a good idea unless you just have no other choice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do my binding
Okay.
because that's what we use in combat,
Mhm.
right? Sorry, I'm a little hazy.
Yeah, you basically try to contain the entity, whatever it is, like keep them from doing anything, and then you just
Yeah.
blast them, basically. But if
So,
you don't,
Who's going to roll against their bear killing skill?
well, I was gonna do my archery skill because it could be better.
I got a really bad feeling
Adam.
about this whole bear thing.
Yes, Phil.
Well, you just don't want to.
binding is used in spirit combat, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's. I just want to make sure. I'm gonna roll that.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh shit.
that one up by one. All right.
All right. Is that it? You gonna do one more?
Do I want to do?
I'm terrible about just blowing my XP rolls. It's just fun.
Ooh, you could try folk magic. You're pretty
Yeah,
low
folk
there.
magic would be smart.
Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna do that.
Here comes my
God damn it!
gnarly cat.
Oh man. This is the time you really want to fail rolls. Well, Phil, let's just hope this luck keeps up, because that would have not been a critical hit. Never mind.
It would have been close.
Yeah, it's pretty close, man.
It's not gonna hold up though.
Here's my efficient hunter / archery roll, I guess.
We got to come up with a better name for that. So I'm going to throw this one out to our gorgeous listeners and also gorgeous viewers. If you come up with a better name for this stupid
Yeah, that's pretty
archery skill, let us know. And if Craig likes it enough, we'll give you all the credit for it. That would have been a crit right there.
Oh man.
Oh man, that really would have been a crit.
All right, so it's up to 50. Yay!
Hey, that's
I can take that.
even
All right,
odds,
and-
man.
Yeah, and then dog speech.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's 2 crits in a row, man.
Wow.
Yeah, you're screwed
Jeez.
for the rest of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. That's bad news. All right, so now that's at 30. So I can't complain. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So hey, let's. Oh, you put that in the augment column.
Oh, is that a bad thing?
Yeah, you don't want that in the augment column.
Okay, sorry. I'll just.
To the points.
You wanted the points.
Because augments
column.
for like temporary stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Boink.
Yeah.
There you go. And same with the other one. I think I put that up too. Okay.
So.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the rest of Sacred Time passes eventfully. It is a this is the time when the clan is really celebrating the gods, propitiating the spirits of the forest. Shit, Phil, I realized I had a big question I needed to ask you,
Oh, yeah, okay.
and that is about which of the 2 major traditions of shamanism that run through your tribe do you follow? Are you more interested in the spirits of nature itself, or are you more interested in the ancestor spirits?
Oh shit! I think we talked about this, and I can't remember.
Well, you have nature spirits as a lore.
Yeah, I think that's what we went with. Was like spirits of nature.
Yeah, I don't remember us actually having a big discussion about this, because I remember it kind of became a different discussion pretty fast. So let's if you can if you want to switch to ancestor spirits, that's fine. We just need to mark that in your animism tab. You know what the name of it is. It says cult number 1. Where would that be? Cults effects notes. So we'll. It says ancestors and the elder spirits actually. So if you want to change that to spirits of nature, you're welcome to do so. Okay.
Okay. Because I think it would be bad if I'm binding spirits of my ancestors to.
Not necessarily. I mean, if you're inviting them in, that's and evoking them, to make things happen. Imagine if an axe is blessed by the presence of an ancestor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And not a disease spirit.
Maybe not a disease.
That was pretty
spirit.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was a pretty awesome act.
And
Kind
you-
of salty about it.
Especially your Aunt Gerda. She's an old battle axe, right?
And you guys are actually 1 year older now, so I'm going to change that for you.
Oh,
You guys are at the ripe old age of 16 years old. Edgar
I've seen
is
some shit.
a little
be,
older
younger?
than you. I'm sorry?
Should I be younger?
Uh,
22.
you don't have to be. Absolutely not. In fact, I mean, there's a reason you're on this mission, right? And that now suddenly you're the elder of this group, right? You didn't know that before. Okay, so what I want each of you to do is tell me one thing that your character wants or wants to happen during. Not that they necessarily want to do, but they want to happen during the sacred time. Who wants to go first?
I want this tribe to respect me.
Okay, how would you go about earning their respect during the the rites of the ancestors and gods?
Now say that again. I'm so sorry. I was talking while you were.
How would you go about earning their respect?
They seem to put a lot of emphasis on this bear kill.
Mm-hmm.
So standing out during the bear kill.
Oh, that's in the sea season. So we're talking about during sacred time. What do you want to have happen?
Come back to me.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Volunteer, I'll go first. Craig, what about you?
So is this like a time of reflection and prayer or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Thanksgiving, and
Sure.
This is like cool pagan Christmas.
I'm going to. He's going to reflect on his prowess in battle and try to refine his axe, craft flint and stone, and seek the wisdom of his ancestors to craft a blade, a keener blade, I guess, on the axe.
So he's trying to make something, or he's trying to sharpen the blade he's already got.
That, and yes, he's trying to sharpen the blade he's already got.
Okay, so basically he's just spending time taking the thing he's already got and making it a little bit better, right?
Yes.
That's your plan? Okay,
Yeah.
So I don't think you have any skills that are directly relevant.
No.
So let's see here. What are your... you don't really have any passions that are appropriate.
Can I retrofit that then and just say he's going to train his dog.
Okay, what are you going to train your dog to do?
Fight side by side. He's still kind of a pup, I guess, so he's going to train him up a little bit and reflect on the wisdom of his ancestors.
Okay, so go ahead and you can roll teach dog, and I'll let you add or an augment by your dog speech.
Okay.
What you're going to do there is you're augmenting it by 1/5, so 6. You get to add 6 to the roll.
6. Okay, sorry.
Why do you have? Okay, so for teach dog you have. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's right.
Okay, yeah, I was putting in my full amount for dog speech. Sorry.
And I think you could do dog lore as well, so that's another 6.
Okay.
No, that's
12.
7. Sorry, that's 7. So 13.
13. Okay. That's very kind. Alrighty.
Okay, so that's a standard success. So, after, you basically, so the way you go about this is like some of those really cool tribal dances, right? Where the folks are, shaking their booties, while there's drumming and all that stuff, that cool stuff. While that's going on, hey, I just figured out a way to make this make sense. You have your dog. What's his name?
Oh shit!
You told us it's like chill something, or I don't know. It was a cool wolfy picture. Yeah, in our hangout.
It's in our hangout chat.
So
I will tell you.
You managed to keep your dog, close to you during that.
Okay.
So trying to get him used to being in.
Thank you.
With people who are doing like vigorous activity like that, right?
Okay.
So he's probably not going to break when in the middle of like a melee or a mix up, he's probably going to just stay at your side. So worst comes to worst, he'll probably just kind of tuck in behind you,
Okay, cool.
So that's what we're looking at there. All right, Phil, what about you? What are you
I want to commune with the spirits of fire and warmth to venerate the Hearth Mother.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, cool. And so here's what I want you to do. You are going to roll your, let's see, under theism. We don't have it on here yet. On theism, you have a devotion to the Hearth Mother, right?
Yep.
So you are going to roll that. And let's see here. I think you should be able to augment that with your lore of your spirits lore. We should change it to nature spirits. So lore of nature spirits. But that's like 10. That's a nice big augment, Phil. Yeah, and that was a great roll. So, you know, do you do this privately or do you do this publicly?
I'd probably do it off to the side, not making a scene about it.
Mm-hmm.
So because we have her blessing, so I want to venerate her.
Mm-hmm.
I might do it with. Oh my God! Why am I think?
Who?
With Mayon there.
Mayon? Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Remembering that he's not part of the Hearth Mother hierarchy,
But he knows that we.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like purified that with the Hearth Mothers.
Yeah. Very cool. So yeah, you're very much able to to do that. What do you sacrifice? What's the thing that you burn to send to the Hearth Mother? What's the gift you give her?
Oh, I'm gonna burn the brew skull that I had.
Nice.
Really nice. Okay, so yeah, the skull, you throw it into the fire where it's little salamanders of flame, greedily lick tongues of fire across its surface, and with a loud crack, it just shatters open, and there's like a purple black miasma that comes out of the cranial cavity and is burned off in the fire, and you can feel like an inner warmth as the Hearth Mother, is gonna smile on you. You end up, later on when you're sifting through the ashes in your hearth, because it's a thing you do. You find that there's now there's like a kind of like a crystal, about 3 inches long, that is reddish orange in color, and you can see that it's got. It's got light emanating out from the middle. Phil, this is a power crystal that has 5 power points that you can use to cast the spell Ignite.
That's awesome.
How close are we to my boat?
Yeah, actually, your boat is not far. So I forgot to load in the really good map I have of this area. So next week we'll have it. You guys, this is a new hearthing ground for the Gydrazings. It's one that they have only gotten, once they only got this hearthing ground when they became members of the Daikeen tribe. So Rob, I'm sorry, Aiden, this is at the extreme end of a river that actually takes you closest to the citadel of Daikeen. Let's see if we were to look at the map. That's not the tool I need. That's good enough. You guys are up a river that's like actually off the edge of the map, so I'll get you a better map next time. So it's all of the rivers in this area run up towards the Elf Sea. Nobody spends much time in the Elf Sea because it's fucking dangerous because of all the giant monster fish that live there, which of course you are eager to kill. So your boat is nearby. Your vessel is nearby. What are you thinking? You're gonna.
I'm thinking to center myself for this hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go just run through sword katas and whatnot in the river, and then go for a swim just to calm my mind.
Okay, this is a really cold time of year, so it's a very brisk swim.
Okay.
Let's see here. I want you to roll. Now, when you said you're calming your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want you to roll willpower, and you can augment it with with your sword style and with endurance, because also you're swimming, right?
Endurance. Where's will? Oh God. Roll willpower and then augment it with. I'm so sorry. What?
So you're going to augment with your sword style, whatever that is, and endurance. So endurance is 35, so you're adding 7 from that. And your combat is pretty good, right? 66. Jesus. Yeah, so you're adding 11 from that.
Okay.
So 18 total.
Yeah. My willpower, however, is pretty crappy.
Okay, so you've got to admit you're a little rattled. You've never had to fight anything that big. What's the biggest thing you've ever had to fight?
I don't know what kind of sea monsters they have in this world. So
Well, okay, so yeah, they're probably there are huge fucking sea monsters. In fact, they're just called big fish by you guys because you don't have like a sophisticated tradition of that stuff. You're not like there's not like Latin taxonomic names for everything, you know. So there are river monsters and stuff like that. Why is a bear scarier to you than a river monster?
it's land based.
And
I'm used to the sea. I'm used to the river. I'm used to the movement of the land or of the ship around me. So
okay,
being landlocked is not good.
all
for
right,
me.
yeah, got it. Very cool. So is it about just environment? Is it yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You're used to being able to use the river for. Okay, neat. So that's so there's the thing. Here's a new cool detail about your character. You're afraid of fighting bears because they live on land. That's great. If you get a bear into the water, maybe you'll have an advantage. But fighting a bear on land, kind of at a disadvantage. Okay. Last but certainly not least, let us join Luder over here. Luder, Edgar, what can you tell me about Luder's endeavors during Sacred Time?
Well, we're visitors here, and I want to go amongst these people and learn more about them. I want to tell stories. I want to entertain the children. I want to be seen as I want to be a friendly guy.
Okay.
I want to put everybody at ease. I mean, this bear hunt, it's nothing but a thing. We've seen worse than this.
Okay. So let's see here. Now,
I'm trying to show everybody how cool and chill I am, man.
Gandalf.
Yeah, absolutely. Different kind of Gandalfing. Let's see here. I think this is an influence role, Edgar. Yeah, I think influence is the best thing here. Is there anything that you think you'd be able to augment with?
Well, given that I'm shit scared, it might be deceit.
Yeah, it could be deceit.
I mean, 6'1".
Well,
In that you're lying to yourself more than anything else, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you have?
But I'm trying to influence
skills?
other people, so it's
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have musical skills? Why don't you just play them?
they're not as good as my shit talking skills.
Well, but you can use that to augment. So you can get an 8-point augment
Well,
from musicianship.
I have oratory, man. I have oratory.
Okay, yeah. So there we go. We could do musicianship and oratory. So that's 8 points from musicianship and 10 points from oratory. So you're going to get an 18-point bump.
All right, cool. And this is for influence, so it's a temporary. So I put it in the augment.
Yep.
And then I go.
Man, you're gonna have a big fucking thing here. Yeah. So.
All right.
So you're quickly becoming a favorite of the clan. There's this story circulating about how you're secretly, an avatar of Balazar come to walk among us. But of course, there's about 7 other alternative stories. about who exactly you are and where you come from, and they of course know that you come from the Daikeen Citadel. However, the vast bulk of these people have never been to the Daikeen Citadel, so they don't know what that means necessarily. They haven't seen it, so you're kind of in this great position where that a heck of a lot more than these people do. And you're enjoying that awesome position of being new, being novel, and having a lot of cool. Basically, you're the cool new kid, right?
Since it's like that scene in Zoolander where they introduce Hansel.
Talking about my head, man. Sorry, I haven't seen that. That is kind of the place you're occupying, right? You're the cool new guy, everybody, and you're backing it up, like, hey, check this out. You've never heard a harp before, like I said, they've got like super crude like horns and droning instruments and drums and shit. Like the concept of an instrument that plays multiple notes is still super novel, and you've got like, I don't know, with that harp you probably got, I don't know, like probably 2 chromatic scales, so like 22 notes you can do, which crazy, man.
I'm like Barbarian White, man.
It's pretty sweet. I love that. That was good. That was a good joke. Yeah, great. Okay, so this is how you guys pass your sacred time.
Okay.
Edgar, because of this cool new place you enjoy in the society, you're privy to stuff that exchanges and things that you would definitely not have been otherwise. You quickly meet all of the major players and a lot of the minor players. You become quickly aware of this divide between the haves and the have-nots in the tribe. You're kind of aware of that, just showing up, right? But it becomes much more sharply known. There seems to be, from what you can sort out, there's 3 major groups of people in the tribe. There are the hunters. There's the cult of the Hearth Mother. And the cult of the Hearth Mother, we're gonna destroy decades of Griffin Mountain canon, and we're gonna say it is both men and women. It's not, you don't have to just be a woman to be a Hearth Mother cultist. But the Hearth Mother cultists, they're really in charge of running the show back home. And it's not just Hearth Mother cultists, because Mayon the Ancient is part of this group, but these are more like you could think of them as more like almost bureaucrats, but they're like primitive bureaucrats. They're the folks like who don't spend all their time out hunting. Instead, these are people who lead the gathering. The hunters and these people are the largest 2 groups. The smaller third group is the thralls, and these are people that are given really shitty jobs, and they can kind of be ordered about a little bit. They're not exactly property. They occupy a space where they know that they owe the tribe their survival, or the clan their survival, right? And it's loyalty. That having been said, they would probably the most likely to turn on the clan given the opportunity, or those people are very much clearly lower status. In your terms, from your life in the Daikeen Citadel, you akin these people are akin to the swineherds. Folks who they swineherds. That's it. Their livelihood is really owned by someone else.
I identify with them.
Is that what part of your society you're from?
No,
he's got a pig.
I'm a free man, but I did arrive with a very smart pig.
Yeah, sure you did. Of course you did. Okay, so is your well? See, but these guys are not swineherds. they don't hurt anything. They just like go into the bush and come back with root vegetables and shit.
Stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so there we are, and that's the end of the sacred time. So let's come up with an idea. Okay, so I'm sorry. There's one last question that I have for you guys, and that is your hearth. Phil and Craig, you guys you and Cassin, Tuskfinder, and Dougal Cunningblade, you guys have been given your own hearth, which effectively kind of makes you a family as far as the tribe or the clan sees it. Why have you been given your own hearth?
Because of the pilgrimage we made to destroy the corrupted axe and the brew items.
Okay, so it's a reward from the Hearth Mother then.
Yeah, but it's also a little bit on like these guys brought that in here in the first place.
So is it kind of like a test, like an opportunity for you to, prove your own fire?
Yeah.
Craig, what do you think? What do you want to add to that? Anything?
It's a reward too.
Mm-hmm.
For joining the clan, I think in general.
Well, remember that most of the hunters, typically a hearth is given to a family, right? So when you marry and have kids, then you might have your own hearth. Of course, you might not. You might just be part of your parents' hearth.
But none of us really have parents.
Family, yeah,
anymore.
Right.
Well, Craig does.
Well, I do, but
they're thralls.
Yeah.
They're down the hill, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a housewarming gift?
Sort of.
Kind of.
Yeah. I like that.
It's a house kind of thing.
Kind of, Okay. All right. Under what circumstances would it be taken away?
Oh, man.
Failure and dishonor of the clan?
Yeah, that could just be like, hey, you're fucking exiled. Like, what's the... What let's put it this way. Let's put it another way. What is the string by which your hearth hangs? What's the... Because we said it was a test as well. It's a reward and a test. What's the test you could fail?
Ooh.
You want to make this about Mayon or something like that? Or...
You could fail to appease these strangers who came for the tribute.
Oh, dang.
Ooh, cold.
We could fall out of favor with the Hearth Mother.
Okay.
Oh,
Lose the
okay.
Hearth Mother's favor. Okay.
There you go.
That's good. That's good, because then she'd be the one taking
So
away
I'd
the
say
hearth.
like if
Yeah.
75% of us fell out of favor.
Okay.
Because we all of us that went on that got that
Ignite. Yeah. Except, so that's
got Ignite.
2 out of the 4 players here. So, but everybody here, I think, has Hearth Mother as a cult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not Rob.
I don't think I do.
So maybe there's an opportunity for you guys to proselytize to Rob here.
Maybe that's what it is.
Have you heard the good news about the Hearth Mother?
She wants you to be warm and toasty.
Not
here.
Put your feet up by this
Let me
fire.
tell you about marshmallows.
Let's wrap you up with this.
Oh, man.
Let's stretch out of this bearskin rug in front of this fire.
God damn it! You the bearskin rug. Oh.
Burt Reynolds, man.
Why wouldn't you?
Burt Reynolds, I think, is going to be like a running gag in all of our games now. Okay, so let's see here. Great. And Edgar and Rob, what were you told about their hearth, the young hunter's hearth? Why are you guys being relegated to that hearth?
Well, they kind of like Edgar, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you seem to have some kind of attachment to Aid.
Okay, it's going to be pretty simple. I think it's going to be simple vanity on my part. That when I came into town, these guys made me feel important.
Okay. All right. So that's where you want to go. So
That's where I want to go.
So
these guys seem all right. They recognize quality when they see it, man.
So you guys were
And Abe
given
was the only one that hasn't been hostile to me.
Okay. So you were given like you're given your choice, and you chose that hearth.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let's actually, we're gonna fast forward a little bit, and we're gonna move into sea season. Now, sea season is it's really the start of the year. I mean, I guess Sacred Time's the start of the year, in some ways the end of the year, right? But a new year is really counted with the beginning of sea season. This is very much like a spring season. The world is waking up after the slumber of dark season and the fierce winds and precipitation of storm season, as the rites that you've enacted during Sacred Time have rejuvenated the world. The bears are still asleep. And, so as you go to hunt them, they may just be waking up from their hibernation. They may have already woken up. Bears are, this is a time when it's really hard to say, how, what kind of shape those bears are going to be in. You know what I mean?
They're going to be hungry.
They are indeed
Ornery.
going to be hungry. So I'm giving you guys some action points. These were luck points last time around. They are still called luck points, but they're actually action points. So we're going to use some RuneQuest mechanics in ways that they were not designed to work, which you guys should be used to me doing by now. I just really like fucking with the rules as they exist to do cool and new things. So you guys who played Torchbearer with me, this is probably going to look a little familiar to that. So let's talk about your strategy for hunting these bears. What's the plan, guys?
Lure them out of the cave and drop something heavy on them.
Lure them out with meat.
Or try to catch them while they're asleep.
Or we could.
What if we set a trap, like a deadfall trap, with some meat as bait?
Sure.
Or we could smoke them out.
Hey man,
Start
I
a
didn't
fire at the entrance
bring
of their
much of my
cave.
stash. I'm not sharing it with bears.
They never match a bowl.
All right. So, so here are the challenges as I see them. You have to journey to a place where you think bears would be. You have to locate, a lair for bears in a place in that place, and then you have to enact any other plans that you're looking for. So, man, I'm gonna have to get you this map because I think this map that we're looking at is just too fucking shitty. So let me see here. I know. Oh, it's in Dropbox. That's where it's hiding.
Where are you looking at a map?
Oh, on Roll20, there's a map there. Is there? You guys not seeing a map?
No, there's
not.
Oh,
Hex.
well, I'm going to show you a shitty map, and then we'll get a much better map next time. Wait. Oh, is it here?
Here we go.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is a shitty map, and I'm going to get you a better one. Give me a minute. Oh.
They're exciting colors, though, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it great?
Didn't we draw this as we were
Going along? Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Always sounds like there's a predator monster in the background.
Yeah, who is that? What is that? I hear that all the time. That weird clicking sound?
Yeah.
I never know.
I have no clue who it is.
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
Maybe it's just like the internet makes this sound.
Yeah, it must be.
There's a predator in the internet.
Oh,
There's a
really?
lot of predators in the internet.
No, can't be.
Well played, Phil. Well played.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, I know that guy. Okay.
Gambling in this establishment?
That Chris Hansen guy's got to get on this.
Seriously.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, I need another one. Okay. Oh, geez, you guys were just looking at the scratched symbols this whole time.
Yeah.
That blows. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is gonna be another second here. I need to bring up my library and load in this file. Where are you? Balazar.
Sorry.
the progress bars in Roll20 when you upload stuff are so freaking weird. So they do that thing where they're like, oh, let's go really far ahead, and now we'll drop really far behind.
I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab a glass of water.
No. And blah, 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 blah. And that's really freaking small. Is that right? I guess it is. Cool. It's actually square. That's cool. All right. And I am going to do the thing that everybody hates, where you turn on the darkness, the fog of war. There we go. Okay. The darkness.
The darkness binds you.
And
You believe in a thing called love?
nope. Reveal areas. That's what I need. Reveal. Make yourself known.
Huzzah!
Okay. All right. I'm going to switch you over to the map that I'm on now and show you guys a bit more. Okay. Sorry for not having this ready before. Okay. So this is what I meant to do this weekend, and other things happened instead. So the Hearthing Grounds is over here. Okay. So up the headwaters of this river. This river follows a meandering path on out to the Elf Sea. Now, your old grounds, I don't want to get too much into this because it's going to be like actually kind of boring for a lot of folks, blah, blah, blah. Your grounds are mostly over here in the Brothers Hills, but you did spend a good chunk of time in the East Plain. You guys will remember that you were part of the Trilus tribe before, and that's over here. Now, this fun spot up here, you guys will remember, that's Danger Ground. So that's the place that's the like transitional zone into the Elder Wilds that most folks avoid. And you guys said, fuck it, we're going to hunt there, you know?
Yes, we did.
So the interesting thing about Daikeen is that it is surrounded by hills called, you ready for this?
Dun dun.
The Bear Hills.
Hmm.
So, yeah, who'd have thought that you guys would be in the Bear Hills? So, this is the space you find yourselves in. Let's see here. Let's turn grid off. Nope. And all right, that's good. Okay. So, what are you guys looking for to find? You know, as you go looking for a place to hunt bears.
Caves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cave.
Dens. Yeah,
We probably want crevasse, water.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's see. We're gonna need to know who has the most knowledge of like the geography of the area. Does anybody have the locale skill?
I do.
Oh, yeah, Edgar has a locale skill. That's pretty good. You actually put some points into it, I remember.
Yeah, I also have lore, paths, and routes. I don't know if
Yes,
that's
you
really
do. Absolutely. So that is very useful.
I've got waterways, but I don't know if that would help at all.
I don't think it would help quite so much. But what might help is your navigation skill.
Survival?
Survival is a great thing that would help as well. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to figure out everybody who wants to contribute to locating, you know, the best place to find bears. I want you to spend one of the action points I've given you, and tell me one skill that you're going to use to help do that. And that skill is going to help augment Edgar's locale roll. So Edgar, you're not going to get an augment here, but you are going to be rolling locale.
That's A-okay. And I'm going to totally kill it.
Rock on.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm totally gonna fuck this up. I can just tell.
So I've given you each a stack of actions as action points as well. Now you don't. This
Where do I see those?
Where is it? Yeah.
in Roll20, you'll see
Oh,
above your
the-
name. Yeah, there's a little counter thing that looks like an egg. Yeah.
All right.
So spend one of those, and not everybody has to use them. Just everybody who wants to contribute to this roll.
What? Okay.
Do I have to do one since I'm not getting an augment?
You
or...
do have to do one because you're the one taking the action.
So
Now you could give yourself an
I'll just
augment
tell
by
you.
spending one, Edgar, but I think you might want to hold back.
Oh, I don't need to.
Are these as rare as luck points?
You need
or-
to spend it. No, this is for this action. This is one action. So I'm treating this kind of like a conflict.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'll use the navigation.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead and, Rob, you're going to drag one of your action points out of your inventory there. Or out of your
don't know
hand,
how to do
as
that.
it will. So just drag it. So just grab one and just... Oh, I guess it doesn't work that way. So
Yeah.
Drag it over to the right there where it says luck points.
we'll just drag it to the center. You just put it in the center.
I just did
Someone
that
just
too.
did that. Yep.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, so
I
that's...
was gonna add. I was gonna add one for survival.
Okay, cool. So you're going to get an augment. Edgar, you're going to get an augment from Craig's Survival. And Craig's Survival... Where is that, Craig? Oh, that's 8. All right.
So an 8.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, Rob, how are you planning on assisting?
With the navigation skill.
Oh, yeah. Great. So Aiden's navigation skill is 59. So you're going to get... geez, what is that? 11 points from that.
Okay, so we're at 19.
How do I drag that out?
So you click on it, right? You click on their hand, and then you just drag it from your hand to the board.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
So you
Except
click on it,
mine's-
right? And that brings up
Yeah.
a little thing that says luck points, and then it's got like 3 little dudes in it.
I don't see any of that.
Did you click on the luck points
Yeah. A dark square popped up.
with nothing in it?
Hold on, maybe I just can't see it.
I think the fog of war blocks some of it.
Oh. Yeah, try...
Oh, here we go. Got it.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Yep. Got it.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I commune with the spirits of nature?
Tell me what that means, Phil.
Like enter my trance and ask any nature spirits.
That's
Where
going to be an
the
action
bears?
in and of itself.
Okay.
Where?
So then I guess I'll just use survival or track.
Are you okay? So you're contributing as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So Edgar, make sure you spend an action point as well.
Oh, I thought you said I need to.
No. Well, you don't need to. You do need to. What I said was you could spend an additional one to get an augment.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay. So how are we looking there? So Phil, you're giving. Craig's already using survival, so you would have to use something
So I'll
else.
use track.
Tracking,
Okay.
you said?
Yep. Phil, what's your tracking skill? It's 30. So you're getting.
It's only 30.
So Edgar, you're getting 6 from this one.
Okay, so that takes me to an augment of 25, which ain't shabby.
Nope.
Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, man.
Let's do it.
Okay, so that's a standard success. So, oh, damn it, Adam, motherfucker! I'm still on the wrong layer. I need to be on the objects layer rather than the map layer. Okay, great. So this is a standard success, and what that's going to mean in this context is, let's see, you have found shit, this is all fucked up. Okay, so in the Bear Hills, right, just north of the area y'all were in, right, you guys have spent some time, probably a couple of days just being out looking for tracks. The problem is that, this is in the sea season. It's coming after the the sacred time and after the storm season. So a lot of like tracks and things like that have been worn away. Phil, what's the sign, the local sign that bears are nearby? That's not tracked.
Damaged bark.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Damaged
Great.
bark.
Yeah, because bears got to scratch themselves and they got to wear down their claws and shit, right? So yeah, absolutely. There's you guys managed to find some trees that have been shredded, so that means that we're definitely in a treeful area. Let's see here.
And the marks are what, like 18 feet above the ground?
Not the worn off tree trunks, no. Okay, so that's the track. It's not so much a track; it's just it's a sign, right? Bears like to do that; they scratch themselves by doing that shit. And so let's see. As we're navigating, Rob, what was the clue that you had? What was the thing that in your navigational experience that said this is the way we should go? Or was it something that you're piecing together the other details that the other guys got?
I would say like just maybe from like their food source. I don't fucking know.
Well, okay, so here's my thought on what that could mean. In navigation, you kind of have a sense of the topography. You know what things are like. You're maybe thinking that, okay, well, this is a more likely place because those bears scratching on the trees. That's over here. So if I was a bear, my food source is there. So I'd probably be over here. Something like that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's head on over to Twathel. You are you're using survival. What do your survival skills tell you that help here?
Let's see. I gotta be careful. I don't know much about bear ecology. You don't want to disturb their young. So I'm gonna be like looking for signs of bear cub droppings and like listening for them, knowing that if we hear them, then we're close to an adult bear, and that not to stumble into their play area or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be certain death if that happened.
Sure. Okay.
Act.
Okay. We'll go with that. Yeah. So you guys have found yourselves like in the wooded area up here in the Bear Hills. And Edgar, you're you're using your knowledge of the not so much the paths here, more like being off the beaten path. All the stories that you've heard about, okay, bears tend to be here. It's called the Bear Hills for a reason. These are the things that I know about bears in this area, things like that, right?
Right.
So you guys have been gone for a few days at this point, and you were really hoping to find a bear by now. And you guys kind of stumble into this, it's a ravine, right? And you see that all of the trees here, after about maybe a foot and a half off the ground, up to about maybe 5-6 feet in some cases. 4 to 6 feet in some cases. There's a lot of the trees are just stripped of bark. Just absolutely no bark in there. A few have slash marks. But the exposed trunks are gray and weathered. So chances are, any bears that did this before they hibernated.
Mm-hmm. So this bear, if there is a bear here, is probably still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And what we need is a picnic basket
and an alarm clock.
Oh my god!
All right, so So you're certain you're in the right place to find one or some bears.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around the ravine to see if there's any signs of like a good sized crevice or even a cave. And I would think that bear fur would be in evidence somewhere, or they might stink or something of that nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's gonna lead the search here?
I shall lead.
Okay. How are you going about that?
Well, my axe is stowed. I have my bow ready, and I'm carefully. I guess.
Having your dog sniff
Oh
around
yeah,
for it.
the dog is with me. Thank you. So Cold Grin is sniffing out
Very cool. Okay,
musk.
give me one moment. So the cool thing here is you have the dog. So the dog can do the action. You're still gonna have to spend the action point clearly, but dog stats.
Somebody's wearing bear fur, right?
I'm sorry?
Somebody's wearing bear fur, right?
No. Nobody here is. Everybody is I think most people here are in like I can only think like deer hides, elk hides, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, very good.
Could kill a fuck ton of deer. So we got lots of that.
Okay, so Tuathel, go ahead and spend your action here, your action point for this.
Sure.
And the cool thing is your dog is really fucking good at smelling shit. So roll roll a D100, but the skill that you want to use is 80%.
80%.
Yeah, that's your dog's scent skill.
Okay, so this is I'm just rolling this straight in
just roll
dice. Okay, Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a really good success there.
Okay.
That's a formidable success. Not quite Herculean, but definitely a formidable success. So you spend some time with Cold Grin just kind of sniffing around, just kind of let him go. What are you guys doing while Cold Grin's doing this? Are you guys what's your plan? You guys don't have to take an action. You can just kind of take it back.
Well, I think it'd be good not to get cut off from each other if there's bears about. Mm-hmm. So maybe we stick close with them.
Okay.
And keep eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cold Grin identifies 3 different bear layers in here.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
But he can tell you a little bit more. But you're going to need to roll, and this isn't going to count as an action. This is more of a reaction. You're going to have to succeed at a dog speech roll to know what he's saying.
Any augmentation?
I'll give you from.
Can I also listen to the dog speech and attempt to decipher it?
I would prefer that only one person do that, and maybe Phil, you can give your dog speech as an augment on this.
Okay.
So Craig, you're getting 6 from your dog lore. Phil, what's your dog speech?
It's 25.
Okay, so you're getting 5 from Phil. So 11 is your augment.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
Oh. Yeah, you got bears. There's bears. There's multiple bears. You've got no new information from this.
Okay.
Cold Grin has identified 3 distinct layers here.
Okay, but I don't understand.
Well,
where they
and he shows you where they are. There's one really large layer, or really large cave mouth. There is a smaller one that looks like it's more kind of like a barrow. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the barrows that, it's. I guess I call it a barrow. It's more like a burrow, but bears will dig these like hibernation burrows.
Alcove.
Yeah. It's well, no, I mean it's like a little hut that they'll build, just by digging under the earth. And so there's one of those, and then there's another ravine, like at the foot of the ravine. There's a spot where like the creek runs in, and that one looks like it would be there's a creek feeding into it. So you're not exactly sure what to make of that, but there's one that's fed by a creek.
Okay,
that one's just right.
That's my inclination is to go to that one
because it's in the water. Yeah.
Mm.
But the burrow you said was kind of small.
It'll help him deal with his bear fear issues.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So Rob, you're taking point here. Is that what I'm getting?
If nobody's coming up with a decision, yeah.
You're like, let's get this over with. I'm fighting.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, if the burrow one would be the smallest.
Right. If it's
But
small.
somebody have to like
Probably.
climb
Would be
in,
the
right?
best one to kill first if we kill multiple bears.
Okay.
Because if we're gonna get teamed up on, wouldn't we want to take out like the mini bosses first?
Yeah, the ads. We got to get the ads first, and then we can deal with the main guy.
More ropes.
I mean, just in case like our fight wakes up other bears.
How did we get this far without an aggro every bears joke?
I don't know.
We even just talked about aggroing every bears, and we didn't
Yeah.
aggro every bears. Man.
That's true. Well, I'm up for the ravine/river.
Phil
I
seems
think-
to be the major voice against that. Does anybody agree with Phil?
No, let's take the big one out first while we're
The-
still fresh.
So the big cave or the ravine cave?
For the ravine.
Yeah, the big
The water,
it's the
the water bear.
water
Oh,
bear.
the
seems
just-
to be
yeah,
the
the mid-sized bear. Yeah,
The just right cave.
the just right cave. Indeed.
There are 3 bears, right? And there's at
Indeed.
least 3 bears, and I didn't think of it that way. I didn't realize I was accidentally coming up with this stuff, or fairy tales, or whatever they are, nursery rhyme. I don't know what is
Nursery
this
rhyme.
shit. It's not a
You know,
nursery rhyme.
It's
Oh,
deep,
good.
it's deep myth, man. It's encoded in your brain, man.
Okay,
right.
what precautions are you all taking as you go into the ravine?
I'm gonna have
Quiet.
both of my spears ready to go. Like, looks, I've got 2 spears and a javelin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have my spears because my javelin is good. It's a good weapon, and I don't want to lose it. No, I'm gonna have my javelin ready to go, ready
Okay.
to be thrown.
So it's just weapons at the ready. Rob said stealth.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, you're in armor, right?
Yeah.
What kind of armor do you have? I can't remember.
Laminated.
Ah, okay. So, tribesman, Aiden here has the fanciest looking suit of leather you've ever seen. It's really cool.
It's shiny.
Yeah, and you have it on what? I'm sorry. I just want to check out your locations here. Let's see. Armor is where? Vitals. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got it everywhere. All locations. Sweet. Yeah, he's like covered head to toe. Damn.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Jerkin is just chest, I would assume.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So the question here is, how are we proceeding? Rob has suggested stealth is the way he'd like to go. What else do we have on there? Is anybody, is everybody cool with moving forward in stealth?
Or
I'm
maybe
not the
distraction. Maybe we
stealthiest guy in
can
the world, but sure.
maybe draw it out and lay in wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise we'd have to go in with a torch.
Like, is there a place where we could get to the top of the ravine?
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
get it out and drop stuff on it?
That would be lovely.
What kind of stuff do you want to drop on it?
Like stones or big ass logs or
Well, I mean,
that's a good question. So here's I'll let you make
Or
a straight up
forest?
I'll let you make a straight up locale roll, and we'll see if there's anything here that or what here is useful for you. Okay.
Okay, get rid of those augments. Okay, do it. Oh no.
Yeah. So this is more hilly than rocky. That there's that one cave. And so, there are some large rocks in the mouth of that cave, but you'd have to enter the cave to retrieve them. There's some decaying tree matter around here that is droppable, but you're pretty sure it wouldn't do much.
Okay. Is there a place where we could kindle a fire and ready some brands that we can sort of, brandish at the bear if it emerges? And
One of you has a very good way of making fire.
yeah, that
well, I have ignite, and
well, maybe you could actually catch the bear on fire.
You can't do it to a living thing.
Nah, that doesn't
Add
work.
damage.
Metal,
I
ruin
looked
the
at.
penalty.
I read.
What
Yeah.
do I
Plus,
have?
yeah, we need the bear skins with the furs.
Oh yeah, we can't burn
intact.
this shit. We need to chop it to shit.
Who's the stealthiest among us?
Probably not me.
Gabriel,
Yeah, Gabriel.
not here.
Son of a
His-
bitch.
The
Busy
guy
getting busy.
having yeah.
I have a
So
43
stealthy
stealth.
flipped
It's not
off
bad,
before
but
the bear
it's not great
Putting his-
either.
Putting his sexy voice to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I were going
Sounds
to make a
better.
snare, what would I use to do that?
If you're gonna make a snare,
Yeah.
you probably have some of the supplies on you, maybe like leather straps, things like that. There is that decaying wood that would be really good because you do need to have like something that will break easily, usually for a snare, or that will let go, that will release. And
What skill would I use?
survival. Ooh, or craft rope because
Yeah.
you have that skill.
That's
That's what I was hoping we were going to get towards.
Okay, so you can make a craft rope, or you could help. You could use an action point to assist someone else who might have a higher survival than you in this attempt to make a snare.
What's your survival?
I don't
Rob?
see survival.
He doesn't have survival.
He doesn't. Okay.
No.
I have survival 40, and I think probably
Well,
PJ has some.
Yeah, the question is what skill is leading here, and Rob was thinking to lead with his craft rope, but his craft rope is less than your survival. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So so the idea that's on the table is Twathel leads the trap
Sure.
making. Rob's going to add his rope making. Phil, do you have a skill that you can add to this mix other than survival or rope making?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Unless we took binding in a very literal sense. No.
Nice.
Bondage.
Nice.
Can I either use perception or locale to find the best place to set up a snare for?
Someone could, but you're using rope making.
Okay,
So you get one augment here, so
Gotcha.
anybody? Phil? Are you done here, you think?
I just don't have anything that
Mhm.
could really help.
Okay.
Except for the standard skills. And I don't think there's anything in there that I could use. Except for maybe deceit.
Maybe.
And Edgar would be better at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stealth would make more sense than deceit here for making a trap, I think.
I tell the bear lies.
Yep. I'll lie to it.
There's no trap
Okay.
here.
Okay. So-
yeah, I'm gonna use stealth to
Okay.
hide it.
So that's going to give you 5. So we're at +5 from Phil. Rob, you've got...
My
Your-
locale is better, actually.
Okay, you can do that then. You can use
Yeah.
locale. So that's
Locale's 34.
So that's 6.
Okay.
You're gonna get 6 from Rob, so we're at 12.
12.
Edgar, are you adding anything to this mix?
I don't know if I got anything I can offer.
Sure. Yeah, that's cool. You can always have stuff in reserve. That's fine. So let's go ahead and spend those actions. So that's Aid, Tuathel, and Aiden who are acting this go round.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, still need action points from Tuathel, Aid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm out.
Yep, that's fine. You can be out.
Yeah.
Been nice and
hey,
effective.
okay, there you go.
Okay, so that's a standard success. So you guys have a snare that you're pretty sure is going to work. And what's left now is we need to lure the bear out. Now, the downside of this snare is that Tuathel is actually needed to kind of like hold it in place a little bit, so that it doesn't prematurely go off, So that's what he's tied up doing during your attempt, whatever comes next. Okay.
He's tied up from Rob's rope making skills.
He is indeed.
Yeah. Mm.
50 Shades of Elder Wilds.
Can I make sounds while I'm doing that though? Can I like hold on to the snare and then make fawn sounds to
You
lure
could
the bear out?
probably have your dog bark.
Could do that too.
So,
I'm gonna think you're gonna look like a meal when it comes out.
yeah, sadly,
Sure.
that's really what's more likely. And just from a gaming point of view, you're kind of out of the action now. Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
You've contributed in a number of ways. Things are looking good, and you've really gotten us pretty far. At this point, you're concentrating on, keeping this snare solid.
Cool. Cool.
You don't want to invest too much energy into anything else because otherwise you'll ruin the attempt. Okay.
Fair.
All right. So, what's the plan for luring the bear out?
So,
Long
I can use ignite at a distance. So maybe I could chuck like a makeshift spear or stick with maybe some flammable materials on it in there and then ignite it. Because where the hell is folk magic?
Could we build a fire at the entrance to this cave? Well,
The problem is that might just drive them further into the cave rather than get them to come out.
Plus, it's in water, right?
Yeah, and you're asking a bear to go towards a fire to get past it. That's a leap of logic that might be very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I can't do that.
Does anyone have any meat?
How do you lure a bear?
Yeah, baby, yeah.
No picnic baskets, no meats, no.
Grease and donuts. That's what my friend. It's my friend who runs a deer hunting camp or bear hunting camp uses.
Oh,
Yep.
Really?
Animal fat and donuts.
Well, sure, donuts. Definitely.
I always have donuts on.
Can't go wrong with donuts.
Yeah, but that's just because you're a messy eater.
Keep them under the fold of my skin.
Yeah. I had yesterday was Mardi Gras, right? Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So all the stores up here in Michigan had punchki, and so I was covered in powdered sugar for like 2 days. It was great.
That's cool.
I could conceivably try and catch a fish.
Yeah, you sure can. You have fishing, right?
I do.
Hmm.
Do I?
Oops. Yeah,
Somebody stands outside with a blanket and wafts the smell into
oddly
the cave.
enough, you do not have fishing.
I don't. No, I don't. I have fishing tackle, but I don't have anything to.
You're no fisherman. You're a sailor.
Truth.
Yeah. So, what do you think the odds are that you guys brought bait knowing that you were going to have this problem?
Probably pretty good.
Probably. That's what I would say. I'd say they are pretty good. What?
Like.
You guys said you killed a bunch of
Later
deer,
in the
right?
winter, right? So maybe we got an old, haunch of deer that's starting to get a little gamey.
Yeah, nice and smelly. How are we going to make sure that the only bear that is roused by this scent is the one you guys want?
Prayer.
Nice, Edgar.
Yeah. Right to the back.
Wrapped tightly. I don't know.
That's a
Until
good
we get
question.
to the mouth of the cave.
Okay. All
I
right.
could stand outside the other caves and play a lullaby on my harp.
Oh man.
Shut your nose, go to sleep, don't mind the rotting deer carcass. Well, okay, so Rob, you're the dashing, daring, adventurer here. Do you want to sneak this deer haunch up to the up to the mouth of the cave?
There's not going to be any sneaking if I do it. I can get it there.
Oh yeah, you don't need to worry about it not waking up. You have to worry about
Yeah.
the other bears not waking up.
Yeah, I'll attempt that.
So I'd still call it a stealth check unless you want to make another roll. Is there what or something else you think is going to be more appropriate?
Tie it to a rope and tie it to the dog.
No.
And have the dog run in there, pee
And
on
then
the
run
bear.
out.
I
Yeah.
don't like this plan.
How about I just run it in and out? Yeah.
You go with him, Shaggy.
So tie a rope to it.
Shaggy.
Yeah,
Throw
you
it
can
in
just
there.
tie a rope to it,
That's not a bad idea, actually.
drag it out. It's like fishing.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Bear fishing. Okay, yeah, you know what? I don't even think that needs a roll because it's good enough plan, you know? You just need to use an action to do it. So we'll use your last action point there to do that. And the bear comes just, you're snuffling out. Let's see here. Since you're busy focusing on bringing the haunch out and not triggering the trap, who is the more perceptive out of the two of you guys?
I have a 44.
Oh, not you, because you're out of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
just kidding.
you're focusing on a thing.
I have a 27.
Oh,
So it's me and Phil.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, perception. Where the hell is perception?
And
No,
skills.
Right under
Yeah.
lookout.
I got 42.
Oh, so it looks like Edgar's the winner. Phil, are you going to offer him your last action point as an augment?
Yeah. Would I just use perception or
Yeah.
insight?
Oh, yeah, you would not use perception. You could use insight. Absolutely. Give him an 8-point bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So 8 points it is. Here we go.
And each of you spend one last action point here.
Boom.
We suck today.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a bear, and it's moving out. There does seem to be something a little odd about its gait. You're not really sure what that would mean. And it's moving straight towards the snare. And
Endowment slider was set to maximum.
I'm sorry.
Its endowment slider was set to maximum.
Oh yeah, it's just trailing behind. It's like, why is this bear's tail so long? It's not a tail.
Oh, man. Don't trip on the foreskin.
Man, there's a goddamn 8 skin.
How to disable it.
So
Oh,
Edgar,
man.
you have one more action you can take before. You can choose to do it before it hits the snare or after. What would you like to do?
I want to wait till it hits the snare
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because, I don't really have a missile weapon as such. Like, if I throw my spear away, I don't have a freaking spear.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and that's like, vast bulk of your fightiness.
Yeah.
That's why I carry 3.
Well prepared.
Well, next time, pack for me too, Mom.
Oh.
Shots fired.
All right. So, that's a 3. Okay. 6. Yeah.
How did I end up in the front line waiting for a bear?
I was
All right.
Because the other guys were doing stuff, and I'm not a fighty type.
All
I'm a
right.
lover, not a fighter.
So, Craig. Why did I say Greg?
Sir.
Craig. This
Greg.
bear steps into the trap, so I'm going to revise why you were busy with the trap.
okay.
You're supported the snap of it. You kept it from snapping too early, but you also are needed a bit to help keep it up. Otherwise, if you let go, the bear is going to be able to hit the ground because the
Right.
tree that you're using is a ways up the ravine. So,
Okay.
what am I doing? I gotta get faces back. This is weird. There we go. Now I can see you guys again.
Okay.
The bear is away up, or sorry, the snare is away up the ravine. So,
Okay.
you've got to. Well, there's you realize now that as it snaps up, you're gonna have to keep it up. Otherwise, it will. This bear's a lot bigger than you thought it was.
Okay.
And the tree's not as springy as you thought it was. So it's going to have. It's either you hold it up with the brawn, or it's going to be able to move around in the bottom of the ravine.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, it's going to be snared still, so it can't. It's going to be limited in mobility, but it looks like it has some motion here.
Is it possible
Yeah, it's possible. What are we talking about?
is it possible for me to like find some way to tie it off long enough that I could take a
maybe
shot
on
at
your
it?
turn, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Edgar, you have an action, and so the bear steps in the snare and snaps upward, realizing that it's not going to end well if he doesn't hold it up. Tuathal kind of just stays holding the bear upright and looking down. What are you going to do?
Where's the bear looking?
Right now at the ground, and he's trying to. He's looking for where the meat is still. So not at you, towards Rob.
I'm going to try and dart in real quick from the flank and hamstring it on the back leg.
Okay, so were you within melee range before?
I thought I was like waiting for the bear to come out.
I'm just asking. Were you within melee range before? Would you?
I think so, because I sort of thought like everybody else is doing everything else.
No, that's totally cool. I was just asking because I want to know. Great. And so go ahead. I'm going to let you make an attack roll.
All right.
So that was your last action for this course, and then we'll get into real combat.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Hamstring.
Yeah. So the thing is with this thing bouncing on the tether like it is, it's not. You know what I mean? It's it's really hard for you to get a bead on it. So
I was a little nervous. I
Yeah.
might have,
it's kind of terrifying. It's a fucking bear, man.
Yeah. Huge bear.
Now what? Now I'm within melee range, so there's that.
So here's what we need to do. I'm going to offer you guys a choice. We can either stop there and pick up next week, or next time, or we can press on for about another half hour. Maybe we can kill this bear. What do you think?
I'm
I
thinking
would like
press
to
on.
stop for the week, if only because I had a poor night's sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple people yawning. This is why we put this on the table. Rob is bummed because next week is actually an off week for us, isn't it, Rob?
Nope.
What?
It's the week after.
The week after. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. All right. I was worried.
Okay,
I thought
so
it was next week.
we can bear up until then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can barely wait.
Oh. Bad. Damn it. Now I got Craig and Edgar. This is going to be like the worst pun
It's a lot of dad
Ever-
jokes.
The situation is going to be grisly.
I'm going to enjoy every second of this.
So, good times. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. You know what we got to do? We got to do passions. So let's look at passions for the night. I'm going to start with the order that I have the character sheets up. So, hey, Rob. You have your passions are loyalty to the king, love of the sea, and hatred of that dude on the docks. You didn't have that one on your sheet for some reason, but that's a passion.
I didn't know what to write down on that one. So
Okay, I can't remember what his name was, but we had a name last time. Oh, okay. See, we got.
But so when I was attempting to calm myself for this little adventure, went to the river.
Okay, I'm going to put that one in the maybe column. We'll come back. All right, I like it. You showed your love of the sea by using that as like a centering point. I get it. Yeah. That's definitely, that calls on the passion, and it is definitely an action. So, I'm going to put a pin in that one, and I'm going to come back to you. You're in the probably column. I just want to see what everybody else has. Okay, Edgar, you have loyalty to King Skillfill, hate of your dad, and you love...
Sienna
Fire
Firetender.
Tender. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with hate. Because my dad thought I was soft. Look at me now, Dad. I'm fucking fighting bears. I'm in the front line. I'm ready to take this motherfucker.
Okay, here's where I want you to do. You'll get that one if next session you bring back a trophy of this bear.
Okay.
As like, yeah, that's right. I'm a badass dad, So
I can get some chariot nuts.
Oh no. You could. That's a bad idea. But yeah, you can do it. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to move on to Craig. You have a loyalty of clan, love of dogs, and you have a grudge. What's your grudge? Who's your grudge against?
My grudge is against the clan itself.
Remember, your old... Is it your clan? You have a grudge against your own clan?
I do. The clan that adopted us, because my family is considered... my parents are still considered like second-class citizens.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you feel you embodied any of those passions?
Well, I mean, I got a chance to let Cold Grin take center stage here a little bit and help us out. So I have immense pride in his actions.
Okay, I'm going to give you the point this time on the understanding that next time I want you to play up that love of dogs. It's not just like, hey, I got a dog and he's fucking sweet. I want it to be like, this is my goddamn dog. You best respect the dog, make it be about the dog. Okay?
Do that.
Phil, let's come over and see you here. I have a suggestion for you, and it is a change.
I was actually going to say, do we actually have a loyalty to Gydris?
You do have a loyalty, but is it waning?
Yeah, because we're I'm in tight with the rolling on him and installing our own clan leader.
Yeah, but you guys have chosen Gydris over Labras.
Yeah.
So
but it's not really a loyalty thing. That's a practicality thing, because that guy is going to be harder to take over from.
Loyalty and practicality are sometimes the same thing. I mean, look at the Trump administration. So here's the thing: if you think that is a diminishing feature, I want you to go ahead and roll on it right now. If you think that your passion is diminishing, and we're going to treat this as as kind of like a skill roll, except if you get above it, you're depleting it by 1d6 plus 1. But if you roll under, you're depleting it only by 1. Okay.
Yeah, and besides, these guys have done more for me than that Gydris guy.
If it gets down to 30, you can switch it to hate or not maybe betrayal love or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're feeling treasonous towards. Okay, so...
I rolled above it.
Yeah, so you get to reduce it by 1d6 plus 1. Five. So take that thing down to 47. Now, we haven't acted on this session. And I think that your rolling on it is really a result of stuff that happened last session more than anything else, right? So let's talk about your other passions and how they played into or did not play into this session. I think that, I'm going to tell you right now, Phil, I think your love of Mayon the Ancient is a misplaced passion.
Yeah, that's... I was trying to justify that for... My plan was to use that to justify my spiritual journey of.
I don't think it's about him.
But it doesn't really work.
Yeah, I don't think it's about him. It's not what it feels like. It feels like it's about Aid entirely. Because you're doing it in fits and stumbles. It's not.
Maybe it's like a love of knowledge. Then
honestly, that's what I was going to encourage you towards. I think that is a good replacement. Which is really weird for Stone
Age.
Yeah. So here's the thing: your love is supposed to be a friend, a sibling, or a romantic lover.
Oh.
I'm not saying you can't develop a love of knowledge.
Well, that's why I chose Mayon, because he was my teacher, my father figure. Mm-hmm. He got me on the path.
Yeah.
To
Well, so oddly enough, it might
'Cause, like,
be best to keep that and just make sure that you're playing into it more. You know, like go talk to Mayon. You know what I mean? Like find things that you want to bring to Mayon.
Well-
Maybe when you got that cool power crystal, like go
well,
talk
I
to him
did
about.
that with him there. I remember I said that.
Yeah. You did. We just didn't use that enough.
And
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it to you this time, because you did say he was there. So that's everybody but Edgar this time getting that point. So that's 2 for everybody, and then an extra 1 for Rob, Craig, and Phil.
Thank you.
Don't worry, plenty of opportunities to play on your patch.
I'm not worried about it.
You should. You should not be. And if you guys want to spend a moment spending those, you can do it. Otherwise, we can do it at the beginning of next session, or just hold on to them. Whatever you want to do.
We'll do next session.
Next time.
Yeah.
I want to put some thought in.
Sure, that's a good idea.
Cool.
Rob, you have 1 listed on your character sheet. Did you? One. You have one.
I think he only spent 1 this time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
So add
He
3 to
banked
that.
1.
Yeah. Well, see, and the cool thing is in play you start to see what things actually matter. I hate.
Like, this is my first time playing this game.
Yeah, well, and I think any game. I played The One Ring once, and I hated it so much because that game rewards system mastery just in character creation, and that drives me crazy. I don't think that games should work that way. I spread points out rather than specializing because I didn't know I should do that. You know, I didn't know that I had to specialize in that game to make myself even fucking useful to the party. And so I had a character that was useless.
I don't remember what character you had for that.
I can't remember. She's a Bjorning, I think. And I kept trying to like do contests with people, and they always beat me. It was bad news for me. It was not fun. It was not a fun game because it doesn't, it rewards knowing how the system works. I don't reward you for having system knowledge because I don't fucking care. What I care about is are you having, how's the game going? And if it's fun for you, I win. We're all winning. And if it's not, let's fix it. So
Interesting.
I'm excited for you guys to fight this bear. I'm glad that you have a leg up on it, literally, because you're gonna need it.
You're not the only one.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're going to cut the broadcast there. Join us next week for the next installment of Drake Spin Run actually plays RuneQuest. Hopefully I don't have to mess around with OBS next time, but too much ahead of time. I want to actually spend some time this week figuring out all my problems that I'm having with it, and hopefully I'll have all the fiddly details worked out next week. Let's fingers crossed again. I said that last week too, so we'll see. Thanks a lot for being here, guys.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Thanks again.
Guys, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.